Join us each week for some booze-free banter about life without booze.
If you're entertaining the idea of cutting back your booze by a day, a week, a month, or for the rest of your life, we would love for you to tune in.
Buckle up and come along for a ride that may just change your life. Just a heads up, some of our conversations we have may be triggering for some. Reach out to your local resource support centre. If you're in Australia, that's Lifeline 131114.
Maso!
We are back in 2022.
Here we are, 2022. Welcome back. Welcome, everyone.
It's our first recording. It's our first, we're back in the hot seat for 2022. I've missed you, mate.
Same, me too, mate. It's been so long.
What's been happening?
Oh, I got the spicy cough.
I did see you. Obviously, I've been speaking to you. I've seen on your stories.
Yeah, I got the COVIDs, and it's really knocked me around. In fact, I actually have got real fog dog head right now. I kind of feel like how you felt when you had concussion. So I'm a bit
need to put a bit of some Slim Shaders on.
Yeah. Yeah, so it really knocked me around. I'm one of the few people who it actually was really quite serious. I got all the symptoms, all of them. And probably the most terrifying part was I couldn't breathe. I woke up one night and was coughing and was just gasping for air, and my chest was so heavy, and I thought, even now I'm still short of breath now. And yeah, I thought I was going to have to call ED. I ended up calling nurse on call, and I had a few Ventolin puffers around the house as well. And it was just frightening. It was really frightening to think that how people prior have passed with this suffocation of not being able to breathe. It's just hideous. So fortunately, the good thing is I know that I will get well, but the residue is still hanging around. And for those people who are breezing through COVID, good for you. That's awesome. But some people don't. And I think it's just really important to keep continuing those COVID safe practices for people that are vulnerable. Because, it was shocking. It wasn't great at all. So, yeah, but anyway, I have been double vaxxed, FYI. So, and I felt like that kept the seriousness of it at bay, to be fair. So, yeah.
It's still really scary.
Avoid. Really scary. And it knocks you out. Like I was in bed for a week. There's no painkillers was sorting out the sore throat or headache. Like it was really uncomfortable. All those flu-like symptoms and more. And, yeah, it just knocks you on your ass for a week or more. And yeah, so obviously still suffering from the remnants now. So yeah.
Oh mate, it's no good. I was obviously in touch with you during that time, and you were definitely down and out.
Yeah, I sounded rubbish, didn't I?
Yeah, you were no good.
It was no good, Robbo.
No good.
But as we've said, your health is your wealth, and there's feel for people who don't come through the other side, or it's really but I will get well. So #grateful, #blessed.
And I think there's a message in there. You didn't hesitate. You rang the resources that were available, being nurse on call, because I think it was at night time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was like about 10:30 at night, and I was here by myself, and it was really scary for people that are by themselves as well, that you don't have anyone to go, what do I do? Have you rung nurse on call before, Breeza? Did you know that was a service?
Yeah, when the kids when the kids were little, they're still little, but when they were littler, I reckon I rang them, and service was brilliant.
Yes, they're really good.
Very reassuring, because you wig out a little bit, and super professional, super reassuring. You don't feel like you're a hypochondriac. They were so super professional.
Exactly. And their number, just in case you don't know about Nurse on Call, is 1300 606 024. You can find them on all the socials as well, and Google it. So Nurse on Call, thank you. Well done to the nurses. Well done to all the frontline workers as well. It was been hectic trying to get a COVID test, and I just feel for all those people in the PPE gear in those hot testing sites. It's just hectic. So well done, and thank you to all the people on the frontline and essential workers. Thanks.
Absolutely.
How about you, Breeza? How's your week? Oh, week.
Well,
yeah.
Well, touch wood, I haven't had COVID.
Yes. Avoid.
But there's hotspots everywhere now. But I actually spent a week down the beach with the kids.
Yay!
So that was really fun. Yeah, really fun week down there. And actually, I shared this on my stories. I went to the Dan Murphy's in Ocean Grove.
Yes,
and they had a whole aisle. Like, I'm talking, I could walk like up one side, do a Yui, go up the other side, just all alcohol-free drinks. So I was like a kid in a lolly shop.
It was amazing. It was like, I was like, yes, Dan Murphy. So it just kept going and going and going.
Kept going and going. So I did a big shop up. So, yeah, that was fun. And that got me through holidays, caught up with friends, spent time with family, just had a good solid time away from, devices, work, etc.
COVID.
And COVID. Well, I don't know how I haven't got it because I was busy. I was going to a lot of places, mingling.
Yeah.
No holding back. But, yeah, so far, so good. So I've had a really lovely break. Actually, I went to a winery on the weekend.
Did you? Tell us.
I did have a bit of FOMO. I'm still in that sort of space a bit, Maso. Like I did look around and I love seeing everyone having a ball, having a great time. But there was a part of me that wanted to just go, I'd love to get absolutely shit-faced.
Of course.
It was.
Yeah.
But, we had lots of good conversations with people and it was great people watching.
Yes.
You know what? If you want entertainment, go to a winery and watch drunk people because they are really entertaining. So that was a bit of a cheap laugh. That was fun. And, saw some people that I hadn't seen in a long time, so caught up with them. And then we ended up – actually, one of them offered me a drink. Oh. And I was like – and I actually had my non-alcoholic wine. The winery were like, yep, that's fine, take it in. So I was having my non-alcoholic wine plus minus Pinot Grigio, really good drop. And so one of our friends offered me a drink. I'm like, oh, no, thanks, I'm good. He's like, no, tip what you got out of the glass and have one of these. Like, no, I'm good, thanks. Like, do it. I'm like, no, I'm fine. I said, actually, I've stopped drinking. And I'm like, I haven't had a drink for 7 months. And he was like, oh, and that was that.
Yeah.
So I really had to go back a couple of times to say
pusher.
No, thank you. Yeah. Which is probably just a natural thing to do is to reoffer.
Yeah.
And anyway, so we left the winery and we ended up doing a little mini pub crawl. I was obviously the designated driver and one of the pubs, they were both country pubs and both of them I had been to before. One of them I knew definitely had alcohol-free beer, but the other one didn't. So anyway, I had one alcohol-free beer and one soda water. And home not in bed, but home at 11 o'clock, woke up the next day, felt fresh. So it was good, but wineries are a trigger.
Yeah.
They are a trigger. And I know they are for you too, Mason.
Yes. It would be just so amazing if wineries could offer non-alcoholic options and really advertise. Like I think there's a real market there for them as well because they're so beautiful, they're so divine, the vibe, it's just all the things, isn't it? And it's
when
just
you got a winery and live music, it's like a double header.
Yes.
Shame. It was fun. We still had a great day out.
You did really, really well. Well done. Like huge trigger. You could have easily caved when old mate was giving, being a bit of a push out. How was that? Tell me, let's go back into a bit more of that, of him saying, have one.
The bottle, it was a bottle of bubbles and it looked beautiful.
Oh.
It did look beautiful. I had no temptation at all to have it though, but I was admiring the bottle and I was thinking about, as I was in, I knew I would have liked to have it, but at no point was I going to cave.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting the fact that he did push back a couple of times, but then I thought maybe he was doing it because he thought I was being polite.
Right.
I just saying, oh, no, I'm good, thanks. You go and have one. And somebody go, oh, okay, thank you. So
yes.
I suppose I gave him a bit of the doubt that he was just being polite back to me and reoffering.
I really like that way that you've put that spin on that because I'm getting all cranky about it and going, I do. I get real shitty about it because I'm like, oh, well, if she was vegetarian, are you going to say, go on, have a ham sandwich, just have a bite? Or like I was thinking about it the other day about, say if you have nachos and people don't like sour cream on the nachos, you're never going to keep going, go on, have a bit of sour cream.
That's true.
Just leave people alone. Why is it such a big deal to shove booze down someone's head? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the only times I do the reoffer is if someone knocks back sauce on a sausage and bread. I'm like, you sure don't want some? You sure? Because that's a sin.
That is straight to hell. Oh, I love that, mate.
So, yeah, it was all good. Yeah. But enough of us.
Yes.
We've got some super exciting news, haven't we?
Oh, my God, so exciting. I think I'm going to pop. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Do you want to announce it, Mason? We haven't rehearsed this, have we?
I've actually got the display, so I'll showcase.
And I have two there.
Oh.
Our YouTube watchers.
Yes.
Do we need a drum roll?
Oh. Something fell down.
Okay. Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I was banging something and then, I had like this notification pop up about my microphone. Okay.
Go.
Climax.
Yes.
We have an official sponsor of our podcast.
Yay!
Big, massive, warm welcome and big, massive, warm thank you to the crew from Altina. Maso's displaying her beautiful Altina drink on the screen right now. We have been drinking Altina for how long, Maso?
Since it was born.
Fun fact, I think it was born about 3 years ago. But we are lucky enough to have the co-founder here, Christina, who is going to tell us a bit more about Altina. Welcome, Christina.
Welcome, Christina. Welcome.
Thank you, ladies, so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and to be supporting your amazing podcast.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, can you tell us a little bit about Altina?
Yeah, absolutely. So Altina was founded by Alan and myself back in 2018, before there were almost any non-alc drinks available on the market. And we've taken a really different approach to creating non-alc drinks. We've pioneered some new methods to create beautiful, sophisticated non-alc drinks built by botanicals rather than based on grape juices or flavours. And really wanted to create that sophisticated experience that you have when you get a beautiful wine.
Well, you sure have, because look at them. Look at the little lineup. Can you tell us about the drinks? Tell us, please.
Absolutely. So you've got the Light Me Up and the Levion Rose there. So our Light Me Up was really inspired by the flavours of native Aussie ingredients. So we did this amazing bush food tour with an Indigenous elder down on the South Coast, and he was taking us through his farm and showing us all these incredible native ingredients. And we found this eucalypt called forest berry, and it's got that beautiful strawberry top note, and that's what we built the whole Light Me Up around. So you get that first, and we've paired it with some wattle seed, native wattle seed, apple green tea, and it finishes with a bit of a kick.
Yes, it does.
The all important, and that helps to really develop the flavours so that your first sip is different to your last sip, and that's a real important part of that experience for us.
Yes.
And our Levion Rose, this one was really inspired by the scent of spring in Canberra. So we're here in Canberra. We hibernate all winter, and when it warms up a little bit and we can head outside, we get all these beautiful smells of the roses and the flowers. So we used a beautiful pink rose petal as our top note there. Combine that one with orange, apple, a bit of that cayenne pepper on the end as well. Look at you, you're all prepared. You've got the oranges there. Love it. Yeah, so we really wanted to create something that not only obviously didn't have the alcohol, but that also wasn't full of sugar, because we found that any non-alc alternatives at the time were really just sugar water. And so you're replacing a hangover with a sugar coma. So we don't add any sugar, fruits or juices, which is really important for us.
Yes. In fact, our guest that we've got coming on talks about that, about the sugar makes you feel hungover in a lot of the drinks. So well done on avoiding that. And the one thing we don't have here is the sangria, because we got stuck right into that. We
Everyone did. We did it. We did quite a small batch right before Christmas, and it sold out in like days. So we've got more of that coming in the next month or so. So that we took a beautiful bold Shiraz. It's got beautiful red fruits, really nice sort of spice to it. And we added some citrus, so orange, a bit of cranberry, and our native Australian ryeberry as well, which gives it a little bit of tartness. And similar to all our drinks, that beautiful long finish. So,
and we'll be putting our hands up for the first batch that's coming back out.
Sorry, I've got a list and it's long.
I recently discovered, Christina, that I feel like your drinks are super versatile. If you feel like a kind of cocktail style drink, you can prepare, from your ready to drink cans, you can prepare a cocktail style drink. If you feel like a wine, you can pour it from the bottle into a wine glass and it's like you're having a wine. So I feel like it really, depends what sort of mood you're on. Your drinks are versatile and can be taken to parties. They can be, enjoyed at home. You really cover a lot. It's a broad spectrum with your drinks.
Yeah. And we wanted to really make it about the occasion. So like you're saying, if you've got a dinner party, bring a bottle, share it with people, have that experience. If you're going to a barbecue, grab a couple of cans and do that. So we wanted to make sure that we could cover all the different occasions.
And I feel like and I always bang on about it, your cocktail can pack is just
the best. The best.
Yeah, I love it. You've thought of everything. You've thought of the garnish, you've thought of the ice cube, the presentation, everything. And for $35, I still can't believe it's $35, by the way. I just think it's a beautiful gift to yourself or for somebody else as well.
Yeah, it's stunning. And your branding and packaging, it's just stunning. It's beautiful. You've done such an amazing job.
And there's more, obviously, to your brand than the drinks, which are obviously a huge part, and we're massive fans of it. But there's also another element being the social outreach side of things. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So when Alan and I first started Altina back in 2018, we really started it from this idea of we wanted to change the conversation about the Aussie drinking culture. We wanted to make an impact on our community and really on the way that people think about non-alcoholic drinks. So we built that whole social mission into the fabric of our business, and it really drives a lot of the activity that we do. So we do a lot of sort of various activities from research through to things like our Zero Proof Festival, which is a celebration of all things alcohol-free and how you can socialise and enjoy and celebrate and do things without alcohol being that focal point. As well as supporting organisations that support others as well. And of course, helping spread the word about wonderful things like this podcast and different things that help people on their sober curious or their mindful drinking journey. So we're really about helping to empower people to have the relationship with alcohol that they want, whether that's, they moderate and they can have some alcohol and they switch it up midweek, or they don't drink at all.
Yeah.
Where are we? As I say, that really lines with us, doesn't it, Maso? Like we're here for people. They just want to have a day off, a week off, whatever it is. We're not here banging on and saying you must not drink. It's just all about, offering people another choice.
Yes. Yeah. Options. We love that. And it's so classy. It's so classy.
Oh, thank you.
Where are we finding it? In fact, I was so stoked when Breeza did her little run around Dan Murphy's the other day. It was there. And actually, I went to buy something off Dan Murphy's and it was sold out, I think, as well. And I was like, oh, yes, go Altina. It's amazing. Where are we finding it and how far are you branching out?
Yeah, so we are available in selected Dan Murphys around the country, and the list is growing every week. So if we're not in yours, go and ask them, and they can put us on the shelves. We're in selected BWS stores as well as a lot of wonderful local independent stores, lots of retailers, gift shops, and we are just starting that journey to getting into hospitality this year. So we hope to be available at your favourite bars and restaurants so that you can enjoy a beautiful choice when you're out with your friends as well.
Yes.
Amazing.
Of course, we do have the online store as well. So you can buy directly from us online, and we've got a lot of, like the cocktail can kit, a lot of special little bundles and things that aren't available anywhere else as well.
So beautifully thought out. I love it. We love what you're doing. We love having you on board.
I'm going to have a word to my local Dan Murphy's because they don't stock it yet. But I'll change that.
Yes.
You wouldn't believe how much it helps. It really does. Because a lot of venues, a lot of retailers go, people don't really want that. So you need to tell them.
Yes, yes, exactly right.
Absolutely.
Well done. Yes.
Well, thank you so much. We are so super, like beyond words excited to have you guys on board. And we're actually going to be speaking to you in a few weeks' time, aren't we, about some things that are happening and your story as well.
Yes. We want to deep dive into your shame story.
Oh, goodness. I'll have to dig some up. I've been listening to some of these episodes and it's just been seeing flashbacks of this. Oh, my goodness. Thanks.
Does that make you feel a lot better about yourself?
A little bit. But also brought up some different memories. I was like, I forgot that happened.
Yeah.
It's a safe place, Christina. We promise it's a safe place.
No, great. Love what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate everything you guys are doing, and we're so happy to have you on as a partner for 2022.
Yes. Yay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christina.
Thank you.
You gotta have shame on the name. Shame on the name. You gotta figure it out.
Before we get into our shame story, let's crack a Bevy.
Yes, I'm tucking into Altina. It's a light me up.
So am I.
No way. Oh, you've got it in the little can, the little RTD, so ready to drink, so handy for travel. And I've got the 750ml bottle, which is beautiful for sharing, or probably not.
Like us, there's no sharing a bottle.
No, this is just one bottle.
Let's just hear the crack. I've got to do a nail here.
Oh, I love that. I love that sound. I love that sound.
What are you having yours in, Maso?
Over ice. And I don't know whether you remember in early episodes, I should have shown you actually, they sent in their little gift pack, these amazing little gift packs. Oh, and I've got garnish as well. Do I have apple? Yes, apple garnish. They send a little garnish. Check it out for YouTubers, for our podcasters. Jump over to YouTube and have a look, and we get the little apple garnish going on.
So pretty. I need to choose mine. I didn't bring any garnish.
No cheese.
I've just got mine. Actually, I'm using ice cubes.
Yes, that's what I was going to about. That's what I was getting to. Yes, how good are they? They're massive, like size of a. Oh.
They're big. They're like a golf ball, but they're square. And they're included in the cocktail can gift pack, which is $35 on Altina's website.
Amazing. They're so good. Cheers to Altina. We love having you here.
Yes, and it's such a good drop. Such a good drop.
Great drop. All right. I was reminded about this story from a friend the other day. I'd completely forgotten about it. I know. It wasn't even in the memory bank at all. Oh, God. So we'd gone to Festival Hall and Arctic Monkeys were playing. And you know Festival Hall, it's just a bit of a cesspit, isn't it? But
yeah.
On the pints, it would have been on the pints of Carlton Draft and just really getting amongst it. Anyway, hammered, night finishes, all good, all pile out and end up in the 7-Eleven. Now, what are we doing? What's the deal with the 7-Eleven?
I feel like it's a rite of passage. Just go nuts in it.
Don't you reckon? You don't want anything, you want everything. You just run an absolute mark. So you probably bought some darts and a chocolate, all the things. But, yeah, or probably nothing, actually. Anyway, running an absolute muck in there. I got really stuck in the Slurpee machine. You know, like in Pizza Hut, how they've got the sun, like all-you-can-eat sundae, and you're just, like, pulling on the handle and just putting your head under the machine.
I've got a vision.
My head just running under all the colours. Anyway, I've ended up getting a bit tangled up with this Slurpee machine and broke the handle. And the guy behind the counter, old mate behind the jump, has just had enough. He has had enough of this absolute nonsense. He's locked us in. He's called the cops. I'm going absolutely burlesque, wanting to like bust out of 7-Eleven because he just locked the doors, like slam the doors shut. I'm trying to like prise the doors open, just going, you can't lock us in here. You can't put us in citizen's arrest. We're just carrying on. Anyway,
dude, I know my rights.
yeah. So I ended up like trying to like bash on the emergency exit opening, whatever. Anyway, I ended up getting out and we all like skip along, just happy as Larry. Oh, got away with that one. How good was that? Ha, ha, ha. Carry on. Went to the next pub. Carrying on there. Get a tap on the shoulder from the police. Cops have turned up and said, mate,
no.
you can't, the 7-Eleven, they want to lock you up. like, me being me, just as when I'm boozy, I think I can get away and talk my way out of anything, which I did. And they
was there a bit of panic though, or you just like, nah, I've got this?
No, I've got this. Okay. Always. If I was sober, I would be peeking it up.
Yes,
you know. But I think it's a joke. Like it's all. I think I'm in some.
Love it.
Oh Lord. Anyway, so got away with that. Anyway, we roll home and we decide to cook fish fingers. And we must have cranked the oven up because we were obviously really hungry. Cranked the oven up flat out, and then we've passed out on the couch. And the guy that we were living with has come downstairs to go to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, and fish fingers are on fire. He's probably still got fish fingers smell up his nose.
Yes, that's bad stench.
You should have seen the little fish fingers with just little
bits of charcoal.
Little charcoal. Yeah. You know what they say, Breeza.
Oh, hang on a minute.
I really do. Yeah, right.
Hang on a minute.
Okay, wind it back.
I'm concerned about all the kiddies that missed out on their slushy.
The Slurpees.
The next day.
Don't worry, there's another 7-Eleven on the next corner.
Oh, that's all right. Hectic times.
It was pretty busy. I had completely forgotten about that story. How many do you reckon we've forgotten about?
Hundreds.
Because I always often think about, remember the old cameras we used to have with the memory stick?
Yeah.
Remember those back in the day? I feel like that's my brain, is the memory stick is missing with so many things. It's out there somewhere. But do you find you remember some friends' stories and then they remember yours?
Yeah, 100%. I actually, speaking of cameras, I used to run the disposable ones. How good are they?
Oh, yes.
And they had no glass. They had a fake glass bit in when you look through it. They were gold. And then you get it on the Monday or the Tuesday when you get your film back.
The film. Did you have to work, because you worked in a pharmacy?
Yeah.
You see everyone's photos come through.
Yeah, everyone's photos. Oh. And I used to have a little sneaky look as well. Especially if a dude my age dropped off a film.
A film. Hopefully no pickle pics.
No, they weren't a thing then.
I know. Were they doing them? How would they send them in the post?
I put a question box up on Instagram.
Yeah. Did you ever receive a pickle pic in the post? Oh, mate, honestly. Yeah, good times.
Good times. This is a fairly hectic story.
Oh,
and actually,
should I buckle up?
Buckle up. We were going to be talking about mummy wine culture today, but we've had a bit of a shuffle up with our agenda.
Yeah.
So I've actually parked that story, which is probably one of my most horrific shame stories. So
my head really spun off then. I was like, I need to hear this.
I'm like, I can park that one. Woo-hoo. Anyway, so this one's still up there, and I don't believe anyone knows this story. So you've got the scoop. Yes. You've got the scoop on it.
Okay.
So some deep breaths are required here.
Okay.
So this was, I reckon, between last probably four years ago, I reckon it was.
Yeah.
And I'll call him a professional acquaintance. Professional acquaintance, I know, has a houseboat in Lake Eildon. So I was going up there with a friend because he needed some photos of his houseboat taken. So my friend and I went up there, and I've known this guy for, golly gosh, back in my Telstra days. So a long time, probably 15 years I've known him. Anyway, so my friend and I go up there and get the work done, that's fine. And then we go to the pub to smash some pots. And
pots.
There was the guy was there, and he had some friends there. He was a bit older than us. And so I said to my friend, and she's not a big drinker. So I said, I really want to keep a lid on things tonight. I don't want to go too hard. So the night started well. We had dinner. There was a bit of a group of us, had dinner, and that was fine. Before too long, Breeza's absolutely hooking into pints, shots. She's really just running amok. And trying to drink with men, I was trying to keep up. My friend had pulled back a bit, but I'm still going pretty hard. So then we leave the pub and we go back to the boat. So there's a friend and I and the guy staying on the boat. So I'm out the back having a dart with old mate before I go to bed, and my friend's already gone to bed. Now, the layout of the boat is, I think it was 3 bedrooms, and his bedroom's right near the toilet. So, which I get funny when like there's a toilet near someone's bedroom. Anyway, so I go to bed and I've got little flashbacks, Maso, of me cleaning up wee. I've clearly blacked out. I'm putting the pieces of the puzzle together the next day. I think what's happened is I've gone to bed and I thought I need to go to the toilet. I don't want to go to the toilet because it's right near his bedroom, and I don't want him to hear me weeing. So I think I've weed on the floor in the bedroom and mopped it up with my towel. Luckily, the floor were like floorboards, they were floorboards, so it was pretty easy to mop up, I think. Anyway, the next day I woke up and the boat was quiet, and I was like, oh my God, I had this flashback of this weighing incident. Keep in mind, I'm in like my late 30s here. I'm fully grown woman. So I wake up, I run to the kitchen, get some paper towel, wet it, and go back into the room and clean it up. And then we were just out of there. I'm like, let's just go home. Like, let's not stick around for breakfast. Let's just go. Didn't tell my friend what had happened. Put my towel that had the wee on it in my bag. Got home, washed it all. Yeah. Didn't tell a soul.
This is the first admission session.
Yep.
Confession session.
And so I don't know if he knows, because he obviously like had to, we made the beds and that, but he would have had to clean the sheets and stuff. Don't know to this day if he knew. And and I was hungover, like cleaning it up, so probably didn't do a great job. I don't know. It's just all a mess, and it's actually something I'm really ashamed of.
Oh,
really, really ashamed of.
Oh, sweetheart. I promise you there will be more people than you know that have had wee incidents like this.
Well, when Stacey shared her story last week about pooing in the bath, that kind of brought it up for me.
Triggering.
Yes, it was a trigger.
Oh,
so, yeah, there
mate.
I was having a wee on the floor.
Having a wee. How courteous were you, though, that you didn't want him to hear you wee, or you were embarrassed? Were you more embarrassed about him hearing you wee in the toilet next to his bedroom, or
I think so?
Or were you being courteous? You didn't want to wake him up. It was
one or the other. It was, I don't know, in my drunken brain, I don't know what I was thinking.
Copper squat on the floor.
Yes. And don't remember it.
Oh, and so you've woken up and stood in it, or woken up?
Well, I woke up and just had this flashback of me like cleaning up wee. So I'm like, oh God, what's happened? What's happened?
What done? Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, I can
not
feel
great.
Not ideal. Not happening when you're sober, but yeah, definitely won't be on your own. There'll be more stories like this definitely come out. It'll make you feel a lot better about yourself. And I bet you've made a lot of people out there feel heaps better about their wee incidents. Honestly.
You've made me feel better.
Oh, yeah. Well, you wait.
And what do we say, Maso? It wouldn't have happened
if we weren't
hammered. What are we talking about today, Maso?
Well, we've got Feb Fast just around the corner. So we're going to kick in with some hot tips, tips, tricks, strategies, all the things that we have to offer to help you get through Feb Fast.
Have you done Feb Fast before, Maso?
Never, not once.
Me either. In fact, there was a girl in the office, and 2 years ago she said to the office, that her husband was doing Feb Fast, and I remember my reaction was like, "What the heck? Why would he do Feb Fast? When it's like peak drinking weather? Why on earth would you try and give up booze for a month during February?" And she said, "Oh well, he normally has a good crack during the holidays over December, January, so he gives himself a month off."
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I didn't know that was the thing.
Yes.
And had you heard much about, we've just obviously had dry January, or we're in dry January. Had you heard much about that?
No, not really. Had you?
No.
I don't know. I feel like just going back on your Feb Fast thing, I was talking to a friend the other day and we were talking about periods of time you've had off the gas, and he said he tries to have February off because it's the shortest month of the year.
Actually, I reckon that was another reason too that this girl, her husband, because it was a short month. There you go.
Yes, but yes, no. So going back to what you're saying, the dry January. No, I haven't. I feel like I'm hearing a lot more about it on UK podcasts.
Yes, and I think it has been in the past a UK and American thing.
Yeah, right. Okay,
Australia
that
has
bit.
Just come on board.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to quiz you on, Maso.
Do.
Have you heard of Fanuary?
Fanuary? No, I have not.
When I was sort of, doing some notes for this potty, I was like, oh, yeah, Fanuary is a thing too. And I was thinking it was a February thing, but it's actually a January thing.
Right.
And so Fanuary, and this is my understanding of it, and I actually then Googled it last night. So my understanding of it is that females can just grow their bush. As big as they want, because there's always Brazilian and waxing and that. So Fanuary is all about just grow your bush wild,
letting your freak flag fly.
And I was talking to Doc about it, going, yeah, Fanuary is a thing. I'm like, actually, I better Google it. So I've Googled it. And I'll read what it says. It says, the rename month of January, where women let their fannies grow freely to raise money for gynecological cancers, with the catchphrase "wax is whack, bring muff back." I love that. Fanuary is similar in concept to Movember. It was created by myjobspace.co.nz to raise money for the Women of Women Charitable Trust. There you go.
Oh,
the whole website.
good.
The whole website and everything. So if you're listening, you've got a week. You've got a week left of Fanuary.
Just let your bush fly. Boosh in the bush.
So yeah,
that's
anyway,
unreal.
Feb Fast.
Feb Fast. Yes. What if you? Tell me about it.
I feel the name needs to change, though.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Fasting. What do you like when you hear the word fasting? What do you kind of
40-hour famine?
Yeah, missing out.
Yeah. I couldn't even do 40-hour famine. I think I had to do the kid one, like sucking on barley sugars. Yeah, I can't even go 5 hours without eating.
Remember the sticks they had as well, the barley sugar sticks?
Yeah.
How good were they? I'm gonna Google fast right now. Yeah, I just feel like the name already brings a negative
connotation.
Yeah. Should be called Fabulous Feb. A fantastic Feb.
Do you know I've got a couple of things here about the months that they should be called for various things. So I'm just going to go into this actually while you're looking at what fast means.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what my feelings about going into Feb Fast or anything like that is like, what if there was actually no wagon to fall off? So, obviously you want to give Feb Fast and go hell for leather and give it your best shot. But at the end of it, if you get back to drinking again, that's okay. Because generally, like, the weeks would be like, what if dry January, there was Feb Fast, there was parched March, there was the April sun in Cuba, may I have another, and then on the goon in June and dry July.
You can really mix it up.
Yeah. So it goes in waves.
It
Do you
does.
know what I mean?
Totally does.
So
I think Feb Fast is sorry to cut you off, mate.
No.
Go back to what you're going to say.
I wasn't. I've got plenty to say. We've got plenty of time.
I was going to say, I think so Feb Fast doesn't matter if you're not drinking full stop, as in if you're sober, totally sober. It doesn't matter if you're a full, if you're a binge drinker, whatever, wherever you are with alcohol. I think everyone, Feb Fast lends itself to everybody.
Yeah, yep. Whether it's one, exactly.
And I've never done Feb Fast before, so this is my Feb Fast.
Yeah, Exactly. And I think it's whether it's just a reset, if you want to be like just easing off the booze and see what it's like the other side of it. I think it's a good opportunity just to, give your body a spell, a little bit of a detox, whether you're wanting I think that's most important is being clear about your reasons you are doing Feb Fast.
Yes,
don't you think?
absolutely. Absolutely. So I've looked up what fast means. And here's some keywords that says in the description. Abstain, be deprived.
Like, who wants that?
Exactly. Straight up, it's a hard no. It's a hard no. So let's write a letter to the Feb Fast people and say, excuse me.
Yeah. Scuzzy.
I think there's definitely, room to perhaps put a bit more of a positive spin.
What about no goon in June?
No goon in June. Love it. See, that's going to get catch legs. Actually, I was listening to a podcast, and I can't remember what it's called, but they interviewed Shanna from over the country.
Yes, I listened to that last night.
Oh, how good.
Yes, so good. She's unreal.
She's amazing. She has got their inaugural Okay to Say No Day coming up on the 22nd of February, which is her soberversary date.
Yes, so amazing.
I'm going to get right behind that.
Too right. Yeah, she's so good. That's a really good listen, actually.
Yeah, we'll pop that in the show notes. It's called, I can't remember what the actual podcast is.
It was 40.
Yeah, something to do with 40. So what are some of your tips, Maso?
So, going back to what I was saying about, what if there's no wagon to fall off? So, it's all about learning and growing. In fact, Andy from Etch talked about it's not failings, it's learnings.
Love that.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like particularly coming off the back end of January where we're like, oh, new year, new me, scrap that. We're just like, it's too much pressure on yourself. So I think every time you just try something out, if it doesn't work, that's okay. Try again. It's okay. I think we just put too much pressure onto being this standard or this new person, and it's too much. So
totally
take the pressure off, and just have bite-sized goals throughout the year, and to be prepared to reshape your goals. What I was saying is being really clear with the whys, what, and when. So being really clear with why you are doing Feb Fast, whether that's because are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it because your mates are doing it and you don't really want to do it? Are you wanting to dry out after Christmas? Are you wanting to detox? Are you wanting to drop a few kgs? You just want to feel healthier, or do you feel like you should be doing it because it's a social thing that's happening, or are you wanting to do it to challenge yourself to see what it's like to have some time off the gas? Are you sober curious? And you are curious to explore what all this AF alcohol-free world and fast is about. So that's kind of like, be really clear of the why you want to do it.
And writing it down, you reckon, Maso? Write it down. So
100%. Yeah, 100%. Because otherwise it's just fuzzing around your head.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jot it down.
What have you got?
Well, one thing, and I've probably reflected on when I did Dry July, what was that, 2018 it was, and how I didn't butcher it, but my experience wasn't great because my mindset was focused. I was too busy focused on things that I was going to be missing out on rather than things that I was going to be gaining.
Yes.
From not drinking. So mindset is a huge thing. So don't go into Feb Fast like I went into Dry July thinking, and I did it because I was like, oh, I'll just do it. Like, I'll just do it, see if I can challenge myself. Didn't write any goals down, mate. So it was just more of a thing to challenge myself, but was totally like, come 1st of August, I popped that bottle of Verb at 10:30 in the morning and was drinking it because I could. And so, mindset is a big one, is focus on the things that, and we will go in to talk about, what happens when you don't drink in those 30 days, what benefits you will experience. But think about the positive, the positive things that you will be experiencing and that you will be gaining by not drinking.
Yes, exactly.
Rather than getting that FOMO and thinking of the things you will miss out on.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, totally.
I also had a big one. Again, this is something I didn't do in Dry July.
Yeah.
Is to plan stuff.
Yes.
So, if you're hanging in the wind on a Friday night, you got nothing to do, normally you'd be going to the pub. Plan something. Go to the movies. Go for a bike ride. Whatever your thing is, or try something new, perhaps.
Yes.
Or ring an old friend. Plan to catch up with your friends for brunch on a Sunday. So treat yourself to something fun on a Sunday, because traditionally perhaps you have been hungover on a Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
So plan something fun to do.
Yes.
Try something new for the month that you would normally wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Even after work. Like after work, it's easy to get into that pattern of getting home from work, cracking a beer, during summer. Plan something after work. You've still got like 4 or 5 hours of sunlight.
Yes. Do you know, actually, that's one big thing that I've noticed since giving up the gas. My days are longer.
Yes.
So, and somebody said that to me the day. The days are so much longer, like, because normally you're starting to kick off with a few drinks at 5 o'clock or earlier, and so that extra 5 hours from 5 till 10 o'clock, it's written off. So, and then you wake up the next day and you're dusty as, and you're never really getting to the day. But the days are so much longer sober.
Never thought of that.
They are.
They really are.
Yes. And I agree with I'm finding at the moment, if I'm really honest, Sundays I'm really struggling with, like Sunday nights I'm really struggling with a little bit. So I need to start planning stuff as well, putting something in there so I'm not sitting around going, woe is me. I need to start, distraction, just a bit of a distraction.
I was going to say, where you're based, obviously, Maso, Sunday sessions are a big part of our culture in St Kilda and Melbourne.
Yeah, exactly.
So it would be easy to get that little itch.
And you can hear everyone carrying on, Going back to planning stuff as well, it's only 28 days. Therefore, if you don't want to go to a party or an event because you want to really lock in and commit to being alcohol-free for the entire 28, you can say no. And Shanna talks about this as well. You can say no. Remove yourself from events that you don't want to go to that that you're going to drink at. If it's too uncomfortable, if in doubt, get out.
Get out, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a biggie. That's a real biggie.
Yeah.
Because when the temptation's there, it's dangling. It's like a carrot being dangled in front of your face, isn't it?
And it's hard to, as you had happen with the winery the other day, is someone saying, go on, have one, which was just being polite. And that was really interesting. I love that you brought that different lens on for me with that. But what's your one-liners? Be prepared with your one-liners. What are you going to say when people are offering you a drink? It's being really clear and staunch about that. What's your one-liners now, Breeza?
Do you know what, Maso? On the weekend, I just said, I don't drink. I haven't had a drink for 7 months.
Yeah.
But isn't this funny how I still think? Like, I still struggle a little bit by calling it out. I'm going to be completely honest.
That's good.
I still do struggle saying I don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
So during the month of Feb, I'm going to be like, I'm doing Feb Fast.
Yes.
Something I've got to get better at, but it's just it's something I know I have to work on. Because I love hearing, like, you own it, and I love hearing other people own it. They're so up and about it.
Yeah.
But I'm still got a bit to go there.
And that's okay. And I think a lot of people will resonate with that as well because, look, this is your first red hot crack at it. I've had 3 goes at it, so I know what that's like. And I've dipped my toe back in. You haven't. You haven't had sobriety and then gone, I'll just see what it's like to have a drink again at this stage. And you very well might, so you haven't closed that door on it. So it's sort of still a little bit ajar, open, I don't know. And that's okay, whatever you're comfortable with, don't you think? But I think having those really clear one-liners, like Shanna says, what was her one? She says, alcohol nearly killed me, so don't need to offer me another one. Yeah.
And she says that she does deliver it in not a serious tone. It's more about, oh, no, alcohol nearly killed me type.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't make people feel super uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yes. But like me, if I was at an event, I would message people prior and say, just heads up, I'm not drinking. Just so it just alleviates that awkward conversation prior to the event. But like we've said before, I've written down here, like if someone asked me, I'll be like, yeah, I'm a loose unit. It's best for everyone that I don't drink. Is
that your go-to line now?
Well, I'm going to give it a crack. I'll mix it up.
Yeah.
Just for a bit of fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think if you are going to dip your toe into alcohol-free drinks, as well for the first time in Feb. I still remember drinking my first alcohol-free beer, Maso.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so weird.
Really?
Yep. It tasted like, again, that mindset. It tasted like beer. Like I couldn't identify that it didn't have alcohol in it because it seriously tasted, it was a heaps normal, and it seriously tasted like any beer that I would have, with alcohol in it.
Unreal.
And it was just bizarre. It took me a few goes to get to change my mindset. So I'm like, I'm drinking this, but it's not having the effect that it would normally have on me. It was bizarre.
Yes.
So that's something to be mindful of if you're trying an alcohol-free drink for the first time. It does feel funny it did for me. It felt funny in my head.
Yes.
To not link and sync getting blind by having this drink.
Yes. You've got to be open-minded.
Yeah. Did you have a similar experience, mate?
Yeah, I did. And I think it was the change in palate. Like it took me a little while to get used to the alcohol-free drinks, but I had to be really open-minded about it. And I just kept saying, no, this is the reason that I'm doing this is because of X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have the residue of being hungover and anxious and losing being a loose unit. So I've always got that sort of that dialogue going on in my head.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep, play the tape.
Rather than going, this tastes like shit. Like, it's not what it. Of course, it's not going to be what you think it's going to be because it's not.
Well, it's funny though because in some of the drinks that they replicate the alcohol version so well. Even some of the liar stuff, like you could not tell it didn't have alcohol in it.
100%.
So they're quite hard initially to get your head around.
Yes.
But now I'm totally cool with it. Like it's a drink for me. But at the start it was like, oh, this is kind of weird because it's not having that effect.
Yeah. Yes.
They are so true to flavour.
Aren't they though? They're really, really good. What was I having the other day that Monday Distillery as well. They're really good, the G&Ts as well. But, they give that little burn in the throat and they taste exactly the same. They're great. They've done an amazing job. Well done to everyone. All the AF. And I love that about the alcohol-free drinks world is that there's room for everyone as well.
Absolutely,
it's
room
unreal.
for everyone. And we've got some really exciting brands in Australia.
Yes, and we're all supporting each other because we're all on this same mindset. It's amazing. What steps are you putting in place to prop yourself up? So apps.
That one.
So there is the Try Dry app. It's a UK one, and that's off the back of Dry January. And they talk about that. What they've got is the online coaching with the emails, the online forum, and they say that taking part in their campaign is twice as successful than staying dry on your own.
Oh, there you go.
So saying that 2/3 of people 6 months later will drink less, whereas people that are drinking on their own will just go back to normal drinking. So just having those tools in place, like say for you when you did Dry July, you're just like, I'll do Dry July, unwillingly you were like, stupid Dry July.
Totally me.
Hating it. But you didn't have any apps or journaling or podcasts or, things we've spoken about with voice memos, AF drinks to replace, to put in place of those because you're still getting that ceremony that we talk about.
Yeah. Being included.
Exactly. Having those beautiful funky glasses, still making it really special for yourself as well, and having those support groups on Facebook or podcasts or distractions and books, the mentors, Lifeline, Beyond Blue, and also just being aware that you have to sit in those feelings, hey?
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry, I fair rant.
Just to rewind.
Yes.
Because there was a lot in that, which is awesome. One of the books, you spoke about books. We keep banging on about it. The book, and you don't have to, you can still drink your way through this book. If you have no interest in, ditching booze for February or, for any time, you can, and even in this book, Alcohol Explained, William Porter does say you can still be drinking while you read this book. It's just about educating yourself. It's not about going, oh my God, alcohol is bad. It's a book that educates you about the facts of booze.
Yes, exactly. And in fact, that's such a great call. And they do, it is an audio book as well, so you can get into the audio book.
Yeah, good.
If you're not a reader. Yeah, exactly. But it's brilliant. But that's what they talk about, this Alcohol Change UK, is they're not poo-pooing alcohol. They're just wanting to end alcohol harm.
Yeah,
because
right.
alcohol harm is just, we can go down the rabbit hole with that. We'll get back to Feb Fast, getting back off track. But anyway, so yeah, get some apps. What's your sober app called again?
I use this is
sober.
My kids call it I Am Sober.
Yeah.
So it's called I Am Sober, and it brings up, like, and I jump on it every now and then, because this whole thing you can tap into. There's a whole community there. It's also got how much money you're saving. So, which is another benefit of Feb Fast. So, literally, it has it counts in seconds how long you've been alcohol free for. Like, it's
dead set.
Second, yeah. So I'm like 7 months, 3 days, 4 hours, 1 minute, 36 seconds, 37 seconds, 38 seconds.
That's awesome.
And you can punch in, like, when you set up the app, how much you would spend per week on booze.
Yeah, right.
Now, this is probably not a true reflection for me, because I obviously spend money on alcohol-free drinks. But at currently where it sits, and I only started putting this data in not that long ago, but I've saved at that $1,085.
Wow, how good's that?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's another little good thing to keep you on track as well. That saving that you could then go and buy a holiday with or something.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome. Love that. What a great tool.
I Am Sober. Again, didn't know any of this. Did not know any of these tools are available when I did Dry July 3 years ago.
Yeah. Nah, that's unreal. And I didn't either. Each time that I've had a crack at sobriety, well, the first time, like 10 years ago, none of this was available, So it's come such a long way, and there's just such an amazing support networks out there, isn't there?
Yeah. And I think, our one of our end goals, I know, Maso, for this podcast is educating people on booze.
Yeah.
Is normalising not drinking. We're not here to go, never go into a pub again, or never buy a bottle of vodka again.
Yeah.
You do you. It's more about educating people. And I know personally, Maso, that through educating myself, it's made me make better decisions around booze. And it's changed my relationship with alcohol. I didn't set out to go, I'm giving up booze. I just read Alcohol Explained and started listening to podcasts, and that just made my mind up.
Yes, totally. And I think I've completely lost my train of thought.
Are you sure you're only drinking Altina there?
Yes, well, I think that's right. Like, alcohol wasn't serving me. So, and I think that's there's a lot of noise about what level everyone's alcohol is. And there was something yesterday, you sent me yesterday actually, and it's something I find, and I probably used to do as well, and you probably did too. If somebody you knew around you was sober or given up sobriety or given up, whatever it is, you'd always ask them, how much did you drink?
Yep.
Because you wanted to get an indication and compare your level of drinking with theirs to know whether you had a problem or not.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Totally. Or you'd say, I don't have a problem with drinking because this person drinks way more than I do.
Yes. But it's not about that. I was piss fit. I could drink. That wasn't the issue. It just didn't serve me and serve my life. It just did no good as a whole.
Yeah. And you knew, and you've experienced life without booze in it. And so you can hand on heart know how good it is.
Exactly.
So let's talk about that, shall we? Talk about what happens in those 30 days.
In the 30 days, let's go for it.
So a couple of things here. And actually, Nat from Mindful Mocktail, if you're listening, I did steal a couple of things from your posts, because Nat's been doing weekly posts throughout January of what you'd be experiencing.
Yes.
Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And William Porter does it. And I don't have his book on me. Oh my gosh, where's the Bible? I have written down a couple of things, and I can speak from experience as well. Your sleep patterns improve. Now, I didn't find this until I reckon it was like week 2 or 3. In those first couple of weeks, my sleep was a bit all over the shop.
Yeah.
And I actually spoke to my doctor about it, and he said, "Has anything changed in your life?" I'm like, "I've stopped drinking." He's like, "Oh, that'll do it."
Yeah.
So I had, it took me a while to get that sleep, but by the third week, I was in snoozeville and having the best sleeps. And still to this day, like 7 months sober,
Yeah.
I still have epic sleeps.
Yes. How good is sleeping? How good is sleep? I didn't know how good it was.
Yeah. So sleep patterns improve. So that's a massive plus.
Yeah.
Reduced anxiety for if you have, experienced anxiety, which I think everyone does at some point, don't they?
100%.
They do. So reduced anxiety, improved energy. How good that?
Just energizing bunny. Like, so
And
good.
I felt that in the first week.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the first week, I could feel my energy levels rising.
Yeah, just on that, just tell you a quick story.
Go.
When after Christmas, I came back to Melbourne, a car full of just, as you do, come home from holidays. What do you normally do? Like if you're drinking, what's your normal come home from holidays? Are you an unpack as soon as you get home, or are you bags just sit there for a week or so?
I've gotten better, Maso, but normally the bag sits there for a week or so.
Yes, exactly. And I was exactly the same. They would sit there for a week and then I'd just be picking clothes out of it as I needed. It was just a rock show. Obviously, I'd have a bag of washing. It was just a mess for a week. Mate, this Christmas, I came back. I was full of energy. I was putting stuff away. I was doing washing. I was all over it and could not believe it. At 9:30 at night, I went to the supermarket to get groceries for the next morning. What do you mean?
Who's doing that?
Unheard of. I'd driven 4 hours. I'd driven 4 hours on a 40-degree day with 2 dogs in the car, exhausted.
That's incredible.
And, because I had energy, because I wasn't drinking. My normal situation would be get home, bags, just have another drink.
Netflix on.
Yes. And just be a mess and a maggot. But I could not believe the energy I had. It blew my tiny mind. I couldn't. Isn't that great?
I'm reflecting. I am similar now.
Yes. Yes, there you go. And no holiday blues.
No holiday blues. That's a huge one.
Just bouncing into the week, amazing energy, as you were. Sorry, I was dying to tell you that.
That's great. You've just reminded me of another story that I was going to share today is when we spoke last week on the phone, I reckon you said to me, Breeza, what were you doing this time last year? Go back into your phone and check. So I did.
Yes.
Now, this time last year, because I go back to work, I'm back at work today.
Yeah.
It's 17th of January today as we're recording this. So last year, my partner and I, one of his friend's sons, who is a absolutely talented young musician, and his mum listens to this podcast. Hi, Jacinta. Will was playing playing music at a pub in Bendigo. So we're like, bang, Sunday session, live music, let's get amongst it.
Yes.
So off we went to the pub and, smashing pints. And then after that, we sniffed out another venue that had live music. And so we went to that venue. So pretty sold by then. And then ended up, in the pool afterwards, drinking wine, whatever get our hands on. Woke up, and I still remember waking up on the Monday, first day back in the office, first start of 2022, and I woke up going, I'm not feeling too bad. But deep down I was like, bloody hell, Breeza, you're starting the work week, you're starting the work year, hungover, you got that cotton mouth going on.
Well, great start.
Great start. What did you look back at your?
Yeah, do you want to see what I was doing?
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah, I had a look through, and we had gone to the Prince of Wales Hotel to have lunch, and obviously we're having margaritas then. But there's vision. I've got video footage. And that's riding our bikes through Ackland Street, and here is me. You'll have to watch this on YouTube. Actually, I'll post it to Insta.
Yes, please do.
There's... can you see?
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Yes. Oh, no hands. Look at her hands, Mum. Riding your bike along.
Riding a bike and on the tram tracks in Ackland Street, you can hear them going ding, ding, ding,
get out of the way.
Just maggots. Just maggots. So
how good. I did my grocery shopping yesterday. So I obviously went to the winery on Saturday, did my grocery shopping. Did an order for HelloFresh for the following week.
Yes.
Washing everything. All the kids' uniforms are washed when they start school in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
across it, well ahead.
I would never have done that if I had been boozing on.
Full of beans.
The big one which we talk about. Actually, speaking of this,
Yes.
we talk about clarity.
I'm just having a little top up.
Yeah, go for it. I've been topping up as been going along. So clarity, which we speak about quite a lot, is the clarity you receive. Now, I saw an interview I actually sat down on the couch the other day and I was like, I'll just have half an hour little chill and turn on the TV. Entertainment Tonight was on.
Easy. What's his name? What's the guy's name?
I don't know, but he's not on it. There's a whole new faces on there.
Okay.
But there was a segment on Lady Gaga because she's been in the House of Gucci movie and she's been, I think, nominated for some award. And so they interviewed Lady Gaga and she's like best mates with Bradley Cooper, who has been sober for how long? Like years?
Yeah.
And she said to the lady who was interviewing her, she said, Bradley Cooper is just this ball of clarity. She described him.
No way.
I'm just like on the couch going,
yeah. Yes, that's amazing.
Yeah. So that was a fun little fact. But clarity.
I love that. Clarity.
Epic bucket loads of clarity.
It's so much. Can I just say on that though, some people don't get that and it's a real struggle for some people as well.
Yeah, right.
Some people don't get it, like Andy didn't get it from Etch because of, the stuff that was going on with her as well. So mostly you will get it, but don't be deterred if you don't. Yeah. Keep trucking on. It will come in time.
Right. Yes, good point, mate. I'm glad
that. Sorry, I just rained on your parade.
No, that was a really good
on your clarity parade.
I'll just dial that back a bit.
No.
And the last one I'll end on, and obviously I don't know if this happened. Anyway, I'm waffling.
Go.
Liver begins to repair.
Oh, so good. There you go.
Old mate liver, who's got an absolute battering over the years, starts going into self-care mode.
Yes.
Does a bit of home improvement.
Yeah, I love that. Yes.
Oh.
Well, yes, and then you start taking those liver detox pills and really starting
milk thistle. I used to work at the chemist and sell milk thistle, and I used to gobble it up on the weekends as well.
Isn't that funny, the amount of things that we put in our body so that we can still drink alcohol instead of removing the alcohol and then you don't have a problem?
In fact, I saw this yesterday on stories. There's a guy I follow. He's a Bendigo dude and he's all about health. He's got a podcast. Great guy. But he took this concoction yesterday. It was a liver concoction.
Oh, yeah.
He had some drinks on Saturday night. And I was like, that's quite funny.
Yes, kind of counteracting.
Yes.
You got Maso. Yeah, so some of the things that you will feel, these are physical things that will happen, but they're basically just a hangover. Like tremors, you'll feel tremors, anxiety. You might get your nightmares and vomiting and insomnia, heart palpitations, your brain will just be really busy, but all of that will go. And that's alcohol just, kind of getting out of your system as well.
And that also depends on how much you had been drinking prior.
Exactly, which brings me to my next point. If you are a heavy, heavy drinker, which is kind of outside our realm, but we will touch on it and we'll get more into it. But if you are a heavy drinker daily, and you're having extreme confusion, agitation, seizures and hallucinations, you do need to call a GP or an ambulance or get that medical treatment.
And I think the advice around that is before you stop drinking, if you're a heavy drinker, you need to see a doctor anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But the benefits, the energy and the motivation. Do you know what I've actually noticed with being off the gas? My menstrual cycles, I breeze through. I don't get as they're not as painful, they're not as heavy, and I don't have I'm not as emotional like that PMT where I just not as cryy, or I still experience those things, but it's not as severe. That's been a big thing that I've noticed as well. So the other thing too with sometimes if you go into these 28 days or any sort of challenge and then you might, I don't like to say fall off the wagon. I've told you that. There is no wagon to fall off. You have a challenge, you try it, you might I don't know, give it up, whatever it is. I think break it down. Sometimes 30 days or 28 days can feel really far away. So break it down day by day. If you just get through the day, get through the next day. If you end up having a drink on the third day, that's okay. Start again the next day. You know what I mean? Just be really kind with yourself.
And I found it's not all roses when you do give up foods, especially in those first 30 days. My sugar cravings went absolutely ballistic. And that's something that I still, like, I smashed 2 chocolate eclairs the other day.
Yum. Yum. Yeah.
So I already had a sweet tooth. So much of that wine, but without alcohol, my sugar cravings, and they're still there a bit.
Yeah.
So when I initially ditched it back in June last year, I just listened to my body and gave it whatever it needed.
Yes.
Through that first 2 to 3 weeks, I would say, is when the sugar cravings are really high. But now it's probably I'm just hooking in.
Just go for it.
Yeah, I'm not. There's no self-control there whatsoever.
Mate, I'm the same.
But yeah, the sugar cravings are real.
Yeah. Yes, and I think I'm definitely eating my feelings a lot more.
Yes.
It's okay. Like, I think we just put such pressure on ourselves to be this. You need to come over and follow me at least _official to get a part of and know about this diet toxic culture, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I won't go into that. But
the feelings thing, I can't remember really them being a massive part of my first 30 days, the feelings.
Right.
Like,
yes.
Like sitting through the feelings. But I found, in the last maybe 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
The feelings, like you can't numb them.
No, I think, yes, I'm the same. I think because that first 30 days, the clarity was high.
Yes, I agree.
We were rocketing that pink cloud, yeah?
Yep, absolutely.
And then once we hopped out of that pink cloud, we're like, oh, wow.
We speak about the pink cloud in previous episodes.
Yes.
Go back to the back catalogue.
Yeah. What else you got there, Breeza?
Oh, well, I think that was all I had in terms of, and these are really high level things. Like, we could go, there's a whole thing that sits under these high level points that we make. But, I think the biggest thing is the 30 days, and you're like me, Maso, we love a challenge.
Yeah.
We love a personal challenge. So those first 30 days were, great to get through. But I do, knowing that I have done dry July and gone and only had it for that one intention, do 30 days, get 31 days, I think it was, and then I was getting back on it.
Yeah.
I think, if when you go into Feb Fast, just change that mindset.
Yes. Yeah.
Just so you don't just go, oh, I got through it and it was shit and I'm just going to go back to where I was at.
Yeah.
Just look for the positives.
Exactly. Yes. Don't think about what you're missing out on. Think about what you're going to gain.
Yeah.
And I think the most important thing is when it finishes, when it's over, what does that look like? Are you like you did, are you getting straight back on it with your bottle of Verve at 10:30 in the morning and just going, oh, thank God that's over, down the neck? What does it look like? Are you going to get back on the lash straight away? Are you going to be moderating? Are you going to be mindful drinking? Are you going to go, are you going to do this throughout the year? Are you going to do dry July and October and my new one on Off the Goon in June? We should really make that a thing.
I love that. And what was that? Parched in March. There's something in that, I reckon, Maso.
Yeah, you've heard it first.
We need a month. We need a month. Yeah. 3 Bants month.
I love it.
So if you are doing Feb Fast, good luck. You've got this.
Yes, exactly.
And we're excited for you. We're excited for what you are going to be discovering.
Exactly. It is. I can't wait. Tell us how you're feeling.
Yeah, we'll get busy.
Weekly.
We'll get busy on the socials.
Yes, tell us all about it. Good luck.
Good luck. You've got this. So we have one from one of our listeners.
Oh, I love it. The heat's off us for 5 minutes.
Oh, this is great. This is a rip up.
Yeah.
Okay. So she says, my ex-boyfriend's name. You know it's going to be good when there's an ex.
Yes. Juicy.
My ex-boyfriend's name was Jack and his dad's name was John.
Oh.
Right under each other in my phone contacts. So we've just set the scene, right?
Yes.
One night whilst out on the booze, I sent John, the father, a very inappropriate text message. Now, I went back and just confirmed with our listener and I said, I assumed that your inappropriate text was you chasing some action. Right back going, haha, yeah. So, then she says, I was so mortified, I made my ex-boyfriend sneak into his dad's room and delete it off his phone while he was sleeping. What a good sport for the
That's
BF.
awesome.
So it all ended well. The ex-boyfriend got to see the message.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know if it resulted in any action. But what a near miss that was.
Oh, wow, that was so close. Were they exes at the time?
Yeah, well, it says my ex-boyfriend. Maybe they were. No, they must. I reckon they were
Together at the time.
Yeah, I reckon they must have been together.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, how good.
That's so good. That's a goodie. I love that. Thank you.
It's time for the recommendation of the week.
I actually bounced this recommendation off my partner.
Mm.
And he goes, Breeza, that's like a weekly whinge. And I'm like,
oh, okay.
I'm still going to pull it out because
Go
I
on.
still feel like this message needs to be heard.
Yes.
I have done a lot of driving in the holidays, a lot of driving, a lot of, dual highway kind of driving.
Yes.
And I get a bit of internal road rage. I don't ever let it come out, but I do get internal road rage as I'm driving along. And one of the things that bugs me, and it is a bit of a hazard on the road, is people who choose to drive in the right lane when they're not overtaking. Like they just cruise along in the right lane and
Yes.
make it impossible and dangerous for other people who wish to pass.
Yeah, that's
So some people just don't know it's a thing, I think, that just drive in the left lane.
yeah.
If you want to overtake, that's why the right lane is there. I'm trying to deliver this in the most non-whinging way possible.
And I can see your fury just bubbling away.
And it can be a danger on the road if you're just cruising in the right lane and everyone's having to round you up in the left lane.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, PSA, that's my PSA for today.
Keep left, Breezo's going to mow you down.
And that internal road rage might come to the
Yeah.
the roads are busy. I'm just trying to keep everyone safe, especially over the holiday period.
That's good. I love that you're thinking about everyone else. Thanks, Breeza. Just going off the end of my little COVID. There's one thing I forgot to say about COVID. I don't have any I've got very minimal taste and no smell. I forgot to tell you.
I forgot to ask you.
I know I'm devastated about it too. So if you're listening, you're all listening, but tell me, hit me in the DMs or tell me, have you lost your smell? Has it come back?
Has it come back a bit, Maso?
Oh, so funny thing. So you know how I've got Claire's dog squad and I pick up dog poo a lot. I can't smell the poo. It's great. It's so good.
There's always a silver lining.
I can't smell a poo. Although there was something that I smelt the other day. I'm like, oh, yep, smelt that. Oh, I had that little Frenchie, little Arthur, 13-week-old Frenchie, and his farts really smelled, so I could smell that. So I'm like, oh, it must be on the way back. But the one thing I'm devo about is my darling friend Ginger Co. Okay, they're beautiful essential oils, and I'm recommending this Happy Hands Extreme. It's a hand sanitizer, and it is divine. And I actually can smell this, but it actually has lemon myrtle in it, a bunch of other goodness, but aloe vera leaf juice powder. So it doesn't dry your hands out. I've got about 4 of these. I've got one in the car, one in each point at the house, and I just use it all day long. And it smells so, so nice. Obviously the lemon myrtle, but yeah, Ginger Co. Happy Extreme hand sanitizer. That is my product of the week. Get it in your life.
2 things there.
Do-
Smell is important. My kids, whenever they sanitize,
Yes.
they always smell it. They'll go and they'll just test it out. Like, oh, what's that one smell like? Just out of curiosity. So smell is huge. And where do we get it from? How do we get it?
Yes. Can I just remind you, there's alcohol in this.
Yes.
So what are we doing?
My hairspray, alcohol. in it.
There's all the other goodies in there, which I can't read them also, but it's not just lemon myrtle and aloe vera, but it's got all the proper stuff for hand sanitizer. Online, Ginger Co. At Ginger the Co. It is online, but I will put that on Instagram as well and show you where to get that from. So yeah, they'll send it out. Gorgeous girls and great content on there as well. And they've got all the yummy little essential oils and other little goodies for your home and family as well.
Fantastic. Now, next, we're not going to announce who we're speaking to, but we've got pretty special guests.
Yes.
Everything crossed and it all goes to plan.
Massive.
Huge.
Like, so excited. So excited.
So yeah.
Can't wait
either.
Yes,
But so good to be back. So good to be back, mate. So
great.
good to be back chatting to you and connecting with our great little community we have here. So.
Too right, mate. And thank you to Altina for getting on board. We are absolutely thrilled with all these goodies and it's so amazing. We're just so pumped.
Yes. Altina in your life. We love it.
We love it. Thank you so much. And yeah, great chat, Breeza. Loved it. Thanks, Erek.
Thanks, guys. Take
Bye.
care. Next week. Bye.
Bye.
This podcast is proudly produced by our audio engineer, music extraordinaire, Erek Ladd.
We love you, Erek.